What's up, everybody? Dan Mortimer with eXp Realty bringing you another weekly real estate market update. This is for Henderson and Las Vegas markets with data as of August 11th, 2025. August is flying by. I feel like I say that every single week. I'm sorry, I sound like a broken record, but it just, time continues to fly. And this market continues to be a bit of a challenge, but we are seeing some things that are positives in the market overall. Sellers being willing to give a little bit more on price, and with concessions, rates starting to creep down just little by little, more inventory, more choices for buyers, and more flexibility from sellers. So the conditions are setting up really well. But let's go ahead and dive into the data for the last 7 days, and I'll share some of my thoughts with you as well. So in the last 7 days, we had 1,000 new listings hit the market. Kind of odd that it's a round number, but it is what it is. That's the data I was given. 1,000 new listings in the last 7 days. We had 179 homes come back on the market. That's a big indicator to keep an eye on, how many properties are falling out of escrow, not closing, and going back active on the MLS. So 179 in the last 7 days. We had 1,112 price decreases of some kind, anywhere from $1 to $100,000, maybe some that even do bigger drops than that. But 1,112 price decreases in the last 7 days. So big trend, something we've kind of seen continuously grow, and it's kind of stayed around that figure for the last few months. Getting into the under contracts, we had 322 homes go into under contract show status, and another 374 that went into under contract no show status. So in total, that's 696 homes going under contract compared to 1,000 new listings. So again, that gap is there. Inventory is continuing to go up. But we are seeing the number of under contracts seems to kind of gotten a little bit closer to what our expectations were for the market. We had a little bit of a drop off last week, so it's good to see that at least go back up a little bit. We had 512 homes that sold in the last 7 days, which is a good, healthy indicator. If you average that out over the course of a month, you're talking about a little bit over 2,000 transactions closing, to 2,000 home sales a month. Again, well off of what we would normally expect for this time of year, but still good to see some activity going on. A lot of people that tend to over exaggerate things, make it sound like nobody's buying homes, no home sales are closing. There are still homes selling, homes closing. 512 in the last week, doesn't even include new construction homes. So there is activity out there. It's just a lot lower than I think people were expecting, and a lot lower than what we've seen historically. Coming soon. We have 78 homes that were put into coming soon status, meaning they'll be active on the MLS in the next 30 days or less. Usually it's quite a bit less. They usually just need to get photos up, marketing, get the remarks, get everything ready for the MLS, and third-party websites like Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, Redfin, all those. Getting into the active listings, we currently have 7,576 single-family homes active on the market, 1,548 condos active on the market, and 1,204 townhomes. So again, kind of the same story that we've been talking about for a while now. Inventory continues to go up. We're seeing the number of under contracts kind of staying steady, anywhere from 650 to 750, a couple aberrations every once in a while, but for the most part, it's pretty well in line. So it'll be very interesting to see what the July numbers look like. I haven't seen them quite yet. I'm guessing they'll come out in the next day or two. So I'll do a monthly market update and give you an update on some of those data points as well. But one interesting thing that I heard, and I feel like this market has gotten to be much more attractive for buyers than it was even 3-4 months ago. Because inventory's gone up, buyers have more choices, more homes to choose from. In addition to that, you also have prices are, generally speaking, lower than they were 3-4 months ago. Sellers that were on the market, they've lowered their price in a lot of cases, and the new inventory that's coming up to try to be more appealing to buyers, they are coming in at lower prices as well. So again, more flexibility for buyers, lower prices, saves on purchase price, saves on monthly payment, different things like that. But the other thing that I heard that was very interesting, I was talking to a lender yesterday about closing cost credits, because that's something that I have seen working with clients on my listings and with my buyers, but I heard a data point that nationwide, just a little over half of home sales include over a $10,000 closing cost credit from the seller to the buyer. Now, in a lot of cases, this is being done to buy down the mortgage rate. You've probably seen some of my posts and videos about new construction companies that are offering incentives to temporarily buy down the rate. Sometimes it's a permanent rate buy down. But when you're buying a resale home, your lender should have options for you. Now, it's not cheap, it's pretty expensive. That's why they typically ask for the seller to pay for it. But they can do a permanent rate buy down so that instead of buying at the market rate, whether it's the high 6s, low 7s, depends on credit, income, qualifications, all that stuff, you could potentially buy that rate down, even if it's a 0.5% or 0.75% or a full percent, using those credits to lower your monthly payment permanently, so that you don't have to worry about hoping that you can afford your payment until the rates go down. You can get in, you can be comfortable, you can save that money up front, and it doesn't have to come out of the buyer's pocket. The seller can cover a lot of that buy down to help with those closing costs. So lots of options available. I'm really curious to see what the trend looks like, what July's numbers look like. And now that we're getting into the fall season, school started, and I'm really curious to see what our market looks like if we see the rates continue to climb down, and what type of effect that will have on everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you at the next one.